So we're going to draw and play Dungeons and Dragons. Quick guide before we begin. What is Dungeons and Dragons? It is a game where the goal of the game is for us to tell a story of adventure together. That is very important, the togetherness. There is no winning or losing in D&D like there would be in a regular board game. Instead, victories are spread throughout the game whenever something cool happens. Each of you will be creating your own character to play in the game. Your characters will be very different from one another, but they will all have one thing in common, and that is a reason for leaving home to become an adventurer. Anytime a character attempts to do something that can change the course of the story, dice are rolled to decide if that attempt was successful or not. The dice the characters use the most has 20 sides, but if you don't have any D&D dice, not to worry, a link to an online digital dice roller will be shared when you need it. There are 2 special numbers on the dice with special names. If a 1 is rolled, the worst possible outcome happens. 1s are bad. This is called a natural 1 or a nat 1 for short. That's generally the oh no number. And if a 20 is rolled, the highest number on that dice, the best possible outcome happens. This is called the natural 20 or nat 20. One person, that's me, is the dungeon master. The dungeon master is the narrator and referee of this game. The DM also plays the roles of NPCs, which stand for non-player characters. And these non-player characters inhabit the world, such as townsfolk, the mayor, the kidnapped princess, all those characters that you guys aren't playing, I have to play them. So, recap.
Including villains?
Yes, including villains also. The goal of D&D, we're going to have fun telling a story of adventure together. There is no winning or losing, so don't try to win or feel bad if you roll a 1. We all win when cool stuff happens, and cool stuff will happen. You get to be the coolest adventuring character you have ever wanted to be, so you don't have to think of like, oh, how do I be original? How do I, make a character that's never been made before? No, if you like Indiana Jones, be Indiana Jones. If you like Naruto, be Naruto. You can take any cool character and you can make a character from it. Dice will decide our fate, which makes things interesting because sometimes you will try to do something cool and you'll roll a 1 and you'll go flat on your face, and that's okay because we keep going forward. And remember that the DM, that's me, is the referee and does her best to be fair to everyone, but my decisions are final. You can feel free to state your case and say, well, my character has been, reading up on books for a long time. I think they would know about this ancient stone carving. Well, sure, and I'll think about it and go like, hey, yeah, that kind of makes sense. So, let's make some characters. Let's exit out of here. And exit.
Should I send you the race sheet of the race I want to play, or is that too early?
You can right now if you want to, but right now, whoops, what is this? Driver's license? No, I don't want to look at that. Right now we're just going to be doing the basics of picking race and class, kind of like what you've already done, actually. So,
yes.
Hang tight, I guess, for a minute, or help us decide what our characters are going to be. Oh, there's Stephanie, right as I stopped my whole explanation of D&D. That's okay. So there are all kinds of races of Dungeons and Dragons. Anything you can think of, somebody has made it a way to play it in Dungeons and Dragons. In the official book, there's only 9. So I have brought these 9. Actually, I took 8 of them and then replaced one of the boring ones with a more interesting one. But these are
What do you replace?
What's that?
What do you replace?
I replaced the half-elf. Because if you have a human and you have an elf, a half-elf is like, it's all right, but for most people. It doesn't really do one or the other very well. It says my screen sharing is paused. Can you guys see the races?
No,
I can see you, but you're not moving.
we're still on the yeah.
Nope,
We're
you're gone.
Let's try it again then. I'm going to go back to, let's just do my whole screen. Then whatever I'm doing should be visible.
There we go.
Yep, you can see it? Okay.
I can see it and you, but I can't see Kristen or anybody now.
So that's fine.
That's the share screen feature. I don't know why it does that.
Okay.
But
Normal.
if you've seen the Lord of the Rings movies, you already know what elves are like, what dwarves are like, what humans are like, what halflings are like. So those will probably be very familiar. Then we've got gnomes, dragonborns, which are kind of half human, half dragon, half orcs. Tiefling is kind of a new one. They are half infernal, basically demonic, but because they're only half demonic, some of them are good guys, some of them are bad guys. They have horns and tails, which are really neat. A lot of people put like big dragon horns. Or there's the tabaxi. I threw that one in because I know we have a few cat lovers. If you want to be a cat person, there is a way for you to be a cat person. If you want to be a turtle, an elephant, anything you want to be. So our first decision is, what race is your character going to be?
Have you guys thought about any of this before?
No, we're just learning. So we have, I know you have, but this is our first chance. So
Yeah.
we're turning on our brains. But you all know what I'm going to do.
I'm gonna pick halfling. It matches me.
Halfling? All right. Let me...
Yeah, halflings are just renamed hobbits. Like, they couldn't get the legal thing to call them hobbits.
They get to eat 7 times a day, and they're
That's
sure.
right.
Why? Yeah. What's not to like about that?
What's to like about that? So for right now, I've just got a scrap piece of paper. I'm going to pin my view for everyone and zoom in. We're going to do this old school and make our own character sheet. So at the top here, we're going to put race and whatever race you choose. I'm going to choose, let's say I choose elf. Just as an example, you choose what you want to. Then you're going to choose the age of your character. You can choose an exact year, or you can just say, I'm a teenager, I'm an adult, I'm a wise elder, I'm, you know, whatever one of those you want to. Because some...
Can I just pull up a regular Dungeons and Dragons sheet and draw over it?
Sure. In fact, I will, let's see.
So old lady in Dragons and Dungeons is called Wise Elder.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, go ahead. Say wise elder, yeah. You can just put
Okay.
old lady too if you want, that's fine.
Is it okay in Dungeons and Dragons? Okay.
Yeah, this is just for you, that when you are playing and somebody asks, you know, oh, as I'm just going to say your real names because you don't have character names yet. You know, oh, has Kristen and Stephanie been by the tavern? Well, I don't know. What do they look like? Well, I can't use your actual, you know, your actual appearance because you're playing elves and hobbits. And
Okay.
oh, you know, it's an older hobbit lady.
Yeah.
She has what kind of color hair? We don't know yet because we haven't gotten that far. Let me, for you, Michaela, grab my actual character sheet real quick so you can see what we're doing.
The emergency that my grandson had needed me for was that the tortoise kept knocking over the bucket of paint.
I knew it was Timmy.
Oh,
Oh, your tortoise.
Timmy. So I had to sequester Timmy.
Is Timmy here with us?
Now, Timmy is pissed off and doing back and forth up the side of the house.
The turtle run.
Yeah, he has an attitude.
I'm gonna
We are
send
here
my
to
little
serve.
child, I don't know.
Child, okay.
Next, you're gonna pick your hair and eye color. If you're a real D&D enthusiast, You might go look up which colors are the most common for this race and blah, blah, blah. You can certainly do that, but you can certainly just pick your favorite colors too. I'm going to say I'm an elf with, let's do black hair with blue streaks. And my eye color is gold, since we did a lot of gold with our phoenixes today. I probably overlooked this one, but we're also going to do gender. I'm actually playing a male character in one of my games right now. So we can.
And my grandson says, I see him playing a girl, and I say, why are you playing a girl? And she has powers that I can't get anywhere else. So is it the same with D&D?
I haven't heard that.
No.
Was it a different game? Some games might
Oh
be.
yeah, it's some video game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fortnite or something.
Yeah. It can be that some characters have different powers than others, so you just get whatever gender they are.
Resident Evil, they have that, but it's more like just different characters specifically, not because of the gender.
Yeah, in D&D it's not linked to gender at all. And then you're going to need a body type. Again, for descriptions, is your character slim, a little chubby, muscular? You can be anything you want. Anything you want this character to be.
Well, don't I have to fit the halfling character type?
Yes and no, because even if most hobbits eat a lot and are chubby, maybe you're the one that hits the gym 7 days a week.
Yeah, maybe.
There's always a reason for That's why we all love this game. We can do anything we want as long as we have a perfectly good reason.
Short
Yeah.
and strong. How's that?
Sure. My elf is going to be tall and lean like most elves are because she's just one.
That's
One of the
how-
regular ones.
Yeah.
That's fine. Then I guess we'll just put any other distinguishing marks. Again, if somebody was to describe your character, oh yeah, I saw her. She's the one with the scar over her left eye and walks with a limp. Or something else descriptive. Not clothes, because clothes change.
Okay.
Anything
I
else?
was thinking a staff, but no, huh?
If it's a very special staff, maybe. But that kind of goes in your equipment later.
Right, okay. Other.
I'm going to say there's a birthmark on her cheek, left cheek. Birthmark, left cheek. And then, of course, your character does need a name. And again, if you're a D&D enthusiast and you're like, oh, I'm going to find out the culture of elves and the sound phonemes that they build their names out of, that's cool. I'm not going to do that. I know that in Lord of the Rings, there's names like Legolas, Arwen. I'm just going to mush some letters around and be Narlas.
I know there's like a really popular Dungeons and Dragons character named Taco the Elf.
That's right. You can pretty much do anything you want as long as you got a reason for it. There's also a bunch of online name generators. If you're like, oh, I need an orc name. What do orc names sound like? You just Google it. You can Google anything, right? Let's see. The race, age, hair, gender, body, other name. Oh, height, if you want to do height. Some of us are naturally short because of our races. Some are naturally tall. Generally, they fall into the description of tiny like a fairy, small like a hobbit, medium like the size of a human, big like the size of an orc or a dragonborn, and then huge like the size of a troll or a giant or something. So most of us are probably going to be medium, except for maybe Stephanie, the hobbit's going to be small.
You're not done yet, are you, Nico?
No.
Okay.
And then we get to hear about more Dungeons and Dragons rules.
Rules, okay.
Okay, let me zip back up to the top here. And I gotta share my screen again.
Oh, hey, by the way, I don't know what I just sent you. Because I'm pretty sure it's what I meant, but it wouldn't show me a preview, so you
Okay.
might get one weird thing.
No problem. I'll check that as soon
But
as.
anyway, it was like the sheet,
Oh, for the sheet? Okay, cool.
the race thing, not the one I've completed.
Oh, okay.
Well, I haven't completed it, but you know.
Yeah, no problem. A little bit on characters. So we heard earlier that dice will decide our character's actions, but uncontrollable randomness is kind of boring. If everything you do is just a roll of the dice, that doesn't sound very cool. So D&D characters can actually become better at some skills and what they do as this story progresses. Level up. So all D&D characters have a set of ability scores in 6 areas. These areas are strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. You may have noticed that some of the letters are colored and some are not. These are the abbreviations that most of the rules will use. They'll say like, oh, use your STR score. And you're like, STR? Well, stands for strength, and dex for dexterity, etc., etc. These things, as somebody so cleverly thought up, can be related to a tomato. Your strength is how well you can crush a tomato. Your dexterity is how well you can dodge a tomato that was thrown at you. Your constitution is how well you can eat a rotten tomato and not get sick. Your intelligence is knowing that tomato is a fruit, not a vegetable. Your wisdom is knowing that tomatoes do not go into fruit salad. And charisma is the ability to be able to sell a tomato fruit salad.
Oh, that is good. That's really excellent.
Yeah, so that's a
Yeah.
nice little quick guide to what these things do. So let's use an example. Here's 2 characters. Both of them rolled a 9 when they were trying to pick a lock of a dungeon door. The character on the left has a high ability score in dexterity, which helps her pick locks. She gets to add 3 to her roll because she's good at dexterity. The character on the right has a low dexterity score, so he has to subtract 2 from his roll. So D&D tricks you into doing math for fun. And the character with high dexterity, who gets to add 3 to her rolled score, ends up with a final score of 12 and succeeds at opening the locked door. But the character on the right, who has to subtract 2, gets a 7. Uh-oh, he can't pick the lock, so he's going to have to use something else, maybe one of his spells, to try to open up the door instead. Let's recap. Your character has ability scores. Ability scores will add or subtract numbers from the numbers that you roll on dice. Your character does cool stuff in the story, and then your character levels up. When you level up, your ability scores go up, which means you can do cooler stuff. Your character gets cooler the more you play. So I'm going to
Good
stop
idea.
sharing that, and we are going to pick our ability scores. So just on your paper for right now, go ahead and draw 6 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to label them with STR for strength, DEX for dexterity, CON for constitution. What's next?
Intelligence.
And INT for intelligence.
And then I lost you.
That's okay.
Wisdom.
WIS for wisdom, and CHA for charisma. Now there's one thing that's a little bit tricky with ability scores. You're going to have a big number and a small number. So the big number is going to go inside the circle, and the number that you add to your dice is a smaller number that we're going to put down here as a plus or minus whatever number. So you get to choose what your character is strong in, and the numbers you get to use are the number 15, number 14, 13, 12, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 11. So this big number 15, I'm going to do mine first so you can see how it goes. The big number, let's say I want my elf to be so good at being acrobatic, picking locks, all that stuff. So I decide I'm going to put my 15 into my dexterity. What we have to do with this number is first subtract 10. I'm just going to write it down here. Subtract 10, so that leaves us with 5. And then we're going to divide this 5 by 2 and round down. So if we divide 5 by 2, we get 2.5. We have to round that down to 2. So that means my 15 will give me a +2 to my dice roll. Amazing, right?
Yeah, math.
Math, yeah. So let's say strength. Okay, I want her to be strong, so I put 14 over here. Let's do the same thing. 14 take away 10. Now we've got 4 divided by 2. It happens to be an even number. So I get to add a +2. Anytime I'm trying to do something with strength, push something, pull something, jump, climb, anything with strength, I get to add a +2. Let's say 13, I want her to be kind of smart. So did she read, like, does she have trivial knowledge that a tomato is a fruit? Or does she have like street smarts, like you don't put a tomato in a fruit salad? I think she has street smarts. So I'm going to put 13 here. We're going to do that same thing. 13 minus 10, we're left with 3. If we divide that by 2, then we have 1.5. We have to round down to a whole number, so that's only a +1. Now I have 2 12s and 11. So I'm basically going to pick what is she worst in. Does she maybe not have a very good constitution? Maybe she's not that charismatic. Maybe she's not a people person. So I'm going to put the 11 over here. 11 minus 10, I'll leave this with 1, divided with 2, gives us a 0.5. Round that down to a whole number, that's a 0. So she does not get any bonus for anything that has to do with charisma, trying to sell a tomato-based fruit salad.
So what's the difference between intelligence and wisdom?
Intelligence is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is knowing not to put it in the fruit salad.
Okay, got
So
it.
this one's more like book learning. If you read it in a book, it's intelligence. If you learned it on the streets or from your life experience, it's wisdom.
Got it.
The other two numbers I have are 12s. Same thing, minus 10. I got 2. Divide that 2 by 2, that'll be 1. And it's already a whole number, so I get +1, +1. So I just did all the math for you. You guys can just go ahead and copy these numbers into the treats that you want. Maybe you want your character to be very wise and intelligent, and maybe not that strong. That's fine too.
Wait, are we supposed to roll up our own numbers right now?
For today, it's a practice game, so I'm just using these. If you want to use numbers you already have, that's fine.
Every game you pick a new character and new numbers, or you play with the same one that you've developed?
You usually play with the same one for the same story. So if we're continuing the same story from last week, then I'll say, okay, use your characters from before. If we're starting a new story, then okay, try it again. Practice making new characters, and we can do
Got
that.
it. Got it. Cool.
So
All
Okay,
right.
should I use your numbers or should I roll up my own? Your numbers are pretty nice.
Yeah, these
I
are
didn't
just like
admit they're all-
averages. You can go ahead and use these, Michaela, then we'll all be on the same page.
So these aren't, I mean, they 15, 14, 13, 12, 12, 11, those are the ones used across the board for D&D, right?
no.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways to generate the numbers. This is the easiest.
Okay.
The easiest is you just take these numbers and plop them in. The other way is you get a regular, I'll just tell you what it is and why we're not doing it. You take a regular 6-sided dice, you roll this 4 times, then you subtract the lowest number, and that gives you just one of these numbers. You have to generate 4 sets of numbers.
No
So
thanks. I like yours.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be rolling these things forever, going 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 7. So it's much faster to just do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was enough math and rules for now. Michaela's already got us beat on this, but it's actually time to draw a little face of our character. So I'm just going to have my sheet handy here. I guess you can draw another expression, Michaela, or work on some of your poses.
I'm still working on the character sheet,
Oh, okay.
like writing down the numbers, like 50. I've already got like a couple drawings, so I'm good. So I just want to like get the right, at least write down the numbers for like the whatever you're just talking about. I forget what.
Yeah. For the ability scores.
Yeah.
So can I ask a question?
I'm just using some scratch paper apparently. Oh, there's some paper. Here we go. Well, let's go over the basics of how to draw a face, because we're all drawing very different faces. But we're all going to have a circle for the cranium where the brain is. I'm just going to sketch out 3 circles here to show you what I'm talking about. And let me darken my screen so we can see what's going on here.
What you looking for, buddy? There's mochas on the top shelf. Ice cream on the freezer side. Got it. Put it in.
Go ahead and give them all the same center line. I like 3/4 because it gives you more information than just facing straight ahead. You can't really tell, oh, how far does this dragon nose pop out? We don't know because it's straight on. So I like to do 3/4. So let's just say that your character is maybe somebody with a heavy brow, an orc. We're going to chop out a little chunk right from the side here. And this is going to be the first eyebrow.
Are we doing this or are we trying to do our own?
You can draw along or you can just watch this one and then try it on your own.
Got it.
So there's an orc with a really heavy brow. His eyes are in there.
Hey Betsy, which school of magic do you think I should do?
Divination has the most spells, but I could be wrong about that. You might want to double check.
Divination?
Yeah. If I carve out a larger chunk, this will give me a smoother face. Like for an elf, or maybe a gnome. And sometimes it's fun to add some expression in there. So let's say that my character is often worried and not sure if he or she will be able to keep up with the rest of the game. I just kind of make this unibrow first and then darken in my eyebrows. Have my eyes lean up also. So, oh, I'm not sure. They're a humanoid character. Very easy, I shouldn't say very easy, easiest ones to add on noses and mouths, because we can have a simple nose, you can do pointy, round, pointing down, pointing up, mouth goes underneath, and then we shape the jaw however we like. Some of us are not human, and we'll need a little extra something either in front for a dragonborn, or if you're drawing a cat or a dog character, they might have a different nose. But notice I'm building them all up from circles. Let's say this person decided to play an elephant. Needs a trunk. This one decided to play a dragonborn, so he's got a big old dragon nose. Kind of looks like a horse, but that's okay.
So this isn't gonna be combat heavy, right?
Not today, no. We're doing combat either next week or the week after that, depending on if you guys get through your story or not. It's up to you and the dice.
How do you do hooded eyes?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm currently looking at like a pros and cons list of various wizard schools, and I'm just like, figure out, okay, like which one should I do?
Of the wizard.
you're doing kind of like below that line. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Part of me kind of wants to do enchantment because it like has a lot of like. It seems like it has a lot of like mind spells, and part of me feels like that might sort of fit in with the sort of flavor of cartoon characters who's able to get into someone's head. Albeit, I'm not 100% sure if I'm great at playing, like role playing that, but I don't know. It sounds kind of fun to me.
Yeah, this is a game we're just gonna practice. We're just gonna play or practice role playing because that is honestly one of the hardest parts.
Yeah, okay. I think I might go School of Enchantment.
We did check.
No, it's okay. They're probably just trying to work something out. See where Timmy is.
Timmy's probably.
Did you open the gate again?
Oh, you want me to open it right now?
No. Where's your bucket of paint?
I put it right next to the gate.
Out of Timmy's zone?
Well, I mean, Timmy's not open. I haven't opened the Timmy gate yet.
Okay.
The monster gate. Okay.
Ooh, I like those lips.
He's like a dinosaur.
Hey, quick, Betsy. What are the numbers that I put into my different scores again?
So right here we've got 15, 13, 15, 12,
12, 12, 13, 11.
and 11. Yep.
12,
These
12,
are
13,
the modifiers that go with those.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So you're making 4 characters.
Nope, I was just showing that no matter what kind of face you're drawing, it's gonna start with a circle.
Got it. Okay.
No matter what else you're gonna add on there, it's gonna start with a circle.
Dang, how'd you do those?
Hey,
Whoops.
Yeah, I tried 3 times.
Oh. Go ahead and start with your little smile or frown or whatever you're starting with.
Okay.
The lower lip's way easier, so I usually put that one in.
Okay.
It looks kind of like a banana, you're on the right track.
Okay.
And then wherever the center of the mouth is, since we're in a 3/4 view here, that little dip in the lip is going to go right on that center line. And then we just.
hey, Betsy. In your opinion,
Oh.
In my opinion, what?
in your opinion,
Yeah.
which do you think is going to be more useful in this, dexterity or constitution?
I'd say dexterity.
Okay.
Dexterity gets used a lot more than constitution. Constitution is more like when you're playing a survival game. Like, oh, your character's trying to cross the Alps and you might freeze to death. That's where your constitution is going to come into play.
Betsy, do I have to put an ear on that side? It looks funny on mine.
No, you don't have to. Especially if you got hair, it's going to cover it later anyway.
Okay. And how do you make a, mine has more of a rounded chin. How do you make a double chin like an older person?
So let's go ahead and put in this one. We usually put your little rounded chin for your actual chin.
Uh-huh.
And then if there's a little extra flab below that,
Okay.
you can do that if you like.
Okay.
Or you can just make it, I think.
Okay, what's Christian playing again?
What's that?
Cat.
Tabaxi?
Tabaxi.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it called?
Taxi.
Tabaxi.
Tabaxi.
Tabaxi. eye. We all know they're just cat people. Unless
Oh,
you're
hey,
a
I don't
lion,
mean to-
lions have different stats.
Yeah. Hey, Bitsy, I don't mean to keep asking you to show the old piece of paper, but is it all right if I see it? Because I forgot what the tiny numbers are again. So it's like those are like Z. So hold on. Okay, so yeah, I keep forgetting how to calculate them.
Yeah, it's a big old thing. Most of the time, I just look it up online and say, what's the modifier availability for?
They're tools, Betsy, tools.
Yeah, it's a tool. There we go. I use tools.
Two,
She has food out there.
minus two.
Her brain's just
13 is one. One. Wisdom is 1. 14 is 2. Yeah, okay, these are good base numbers. Thank you, Betsy.
You're very welcome. They are going to change.
Those
that.
numbers are gonna get messed. Yeah, they're gonna change like once we add in like the races and classes,
Yep.
right?
Exactly.
Cool.
Maybe 2 more minutes on drawing your character face, and then we're going to do a couple more rules. And then I think we might be ready to play after that.
Cool. Should I work on like those numbers now, or are you gonna go over like adding the classes and stuff?
I'm going to go over it step by step.
Okay, cool.
One more minute. I should probably draw my actual character here. See what I can do in 1 minute.
So we have this picture. What's the picture used for?
The picture is used for you to get in character,
Aha.
and if we were playing this around the table, we would actually have these set up like table tents, so that you would look at the character who's speaking, not the Betsy who is speaking. All part of the theater of the mind.
Hi, baby.
it's okay that he's up.
Yeah.
So then we need to figure out the way that Michaela, that one time she had a white snake up
I
there.
did?
You did.
Oh yeah, on your Zoom.
And all we saw was this big white snake, and it said, Mikey the Great and Terrible, but there was a white snake up there for a while. If we could all put our picture up there, that'd be fun.
Oh yeah, that would be super fun.
I have to Google that.
Yeah,
I have no idea why it stopped showing.
but if you can figure that out, then we can all do it.
That'd be so fun.
Well, it would help us get into the role.
Yeah, the role play. Okie dokie. So we all have the same. Oh, look how cute she is.
Yeah, but is that a halfling?
That looks like a halfling to me. A very fancy one, I might say.
Yeah.
By the headpiece there.
How tall is she?
The halfling, 3 feet.
Yeah, usually they're 3 feet or smaller.
I mean, that's what I, in my
Yeah.
mind, my mind.
I have to Google size references to figure out how tall my character is then, because I have no idea.
Yeah, no problem. So each race comes with a natural ability for the ability scores. For instance, my elf, because she is an elf, gets a +2 in dexterity. The +2, confusingly, does not get added to this number, the little one. It gets added to the big one. So my 15 +2 is going to turn that into a 17. Now, when I do the math again, 17 minus
Oh my God.
7 divided by 2, that gives me 3.5. Round down. Now I
I
got
love that. Bring it on.
+3.
Spell.
So I've got my book here for a halfling. You also get a +2 in dexterity. So there's your numbers right there, Stephanie.
Okay, thanks.
For a tabaxi, you're going to get +2 in dexterity. So you are also going to have 17 +3.
Well, see, I didn't pick dexterity as a 17. I picked dexterity as 11. So I
Oh,
add,
yours is going to be different. That's right.
so I add 2 to that
Yeah.
dexterity, making it 13, right?
Yes.
And then,
Gotcha. Oh,
Did I send you a link to where I got my
right back
class page?
5 down. What?
Yeah,
So
maybe that might be easier instead of me just sending you things I don't know what I'm sending you.
So maybe you could just tell us all the pluses and we could do the math.
Oh, okay then.
Well,
Wait, hold on.
For everybody's character.
our dungeon master,
Yes,
in-
Doug.
Betsy, could you just tell us, and then we could do the math and we could talk about all kinds of things while we're doing the math.
Oh, sure. Your tabaxi character gets a +2 to your dexterity and a +1 to your charisma.
So halfling only
Yeah,
gets one number?
Let me double check the book. Yes.
Okay.
Unless you want to be a
Oh, by the
stout
way, I
halfling.
sent you the link.
Oh, okay, thanks, Miguel. If you want to be a stout halfling, meaning you're stout, then you do get a +1 to your constitution.
No, I'll take it. Should I put
Alright.
height and is where I put the stout, STOUT. And constitution, I get an extra one, so that makes that one a 13 again.
Yeah.
I
And
get-
then for Michaela, yours says that you get a +2 to charisma and a +1 to
Well,
dexterity.
Yeah, a +2 to charisma,
Mm-hmm.
and what's the other thing?
Dexterity, you're going to get a +1, and these numbers are going to go to the big number so that you have to do the math again.
Okay, well, that turns my dexterity into a 14.
Oh, well, we know 14 is a +2.
Sick, all right, and and the charisma, my charisma is already 14, so that turns it into a 16.
Mm-hmm. 16.
You know,
Does that change?
when this COVID is over, we're going to need to start our own D&D group.
That's right. Kristen, you're muted if you're trying to say something.
And what does that change the tiny number to?
If it's a 16, it'll
Plus
change
3.
to 3. Yeah.
Okay, wow, her charisma is higher than her intelligence, which I did not mean to do, but oh well.
That's okay. Just means that when you're trying to talk the guard into letting you go through the gate without paying the toll, he's more likely to believe you.
Yes, and if you're selling snake oil, you
There
can.
you go.
Yeah, there's good and bad for all things.
So how's
Yeah.
everybody's numbers looking? Any help needed?
Nope, done and done.
Done and done. Okay. So before we
Yeah, each of these. Sorry, go ahead. No.
I was going to say before we get any farther, you guys will need either dice, or if you don't have dice, I'm going to go get that online dice roller.
Dice
get-
roller.
Man, I used to have such nice dice. They were these purple Galaxy dice set that I got at like a game store. And they
Mhm.
were so cool, but then my nephew, when he was like 5, got into them, and I have no idea where they went.
You may not want to know.
Yeah.
Share my screen real quick here. I went to Google and I typed in online dice roller into the search, and it actually gave me this very cute, colorful one right here.
Wow.
See that there are different shapes with different numbers. This is how many
Wait,
sides
which dice is that?
the dice have. So most of the time we're going to be using the 20. I'll get rid of that one. Oh, you just click it. Okay. So most of the time we're going to be rolling this number 20. You can't just keep rolling because you see how there's adding it all up.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want it to do that. So every time you roll, you have to click on the dice to clear it. So if we go 20, I go, oh, I got a 9. Whoops. Then we have to get rid of it. Next time I tell you to roll, oh, I got a 14. So go ahead and open up a Google, try out that roller.
A dice roller Wizards of the Coast, roll a D20 D&D dice roller. Which one?
Mine, I think, was just Google. Let me see.
Yeah, that was just an online dice roller. And it came right up on mine.
Okay. I put
See
maybe
if it has information on what it's from. It looks like it's just by Google, though. If you maybe
Yeah,
search
just
Google.
dice roller in Google. I found it.
All right.
It says rolad.net.
I wonder if I can open this up and get its. I'm going to put this link in the chat. Let me know if it works, Stephanie. If not, you are on your own.
Man.
See that Google search one, Dice Plus Roller.
Dice plus roller. Okay.
I just put online dice roller. And it came
Yeah,
up.
and it comes up. Yeah, sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. I don't know what it's like. Okay, so we are just going to first practice this way of playing where I'm going to describe something to you.
Do you have a book?
Tell me what you want to do. I
Yep.
will probably tell you to roll a dice.
Do you have a book you're going from, or
For which part?
when you say I'm going to tell you something to do, do you get books or?
You can. The reason I don't is because oftentimes they'll say, okay, it's like a choose your own adventure book. And it'll say, okay, well, there's a guard at the gate, and ask your players what they want to do. And if the player wants to talk to the guard, here's what's going to happen. If they try to attack the guard, here's what's going to happen. But then you'll have your players say, like, oh, we're going to sneak around the back. The book doesn't cover that, right? So if you're going to use your imagination and improv anyway, just make it up from the
Oh,
get.
okay.
So making it up off the fly.
Okay, so it's like everybody has a turn and you just continue the story. I like that.
It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, we're just going to practice that kind of dynamic. So
Okay.
here is your scene. Your characters.
Wait, really quick. Yeah, do we add numbers based on our classes, or is that done?
Classes we're not going to worry about yet. We're going to practice this rolling thing first. Then if you guys want to look into your classes, we'll go ahead. But I didn't want to do all of this character building and have no time left to play.
Right.
So that's why
I'm glad.
a little bit.
This is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in when you've never played before.
Excuse me, so do you need to stop recording now that we're playing?
Oh, would you guys like me to?
No, I just,
No, let's leave it for a while. People don't have to watch it. If we're boring, we're boring.
No, I'll look at. In fact, I'll play an example as both sides, just so you can kind of see what.
Yeah.
So me as the dungeon master, I say, this adventurer comes to a inn that is very decrepit and there's cobwebs and it looks like nobody's been there for a while. They push open the door with a creak, and inside there's only one bartender wiping one glass with a very blank look on his face. What would you like to do? So now this person, I'm going to give an example.
Never mind, I
If you want to do it, go ahead.
you're asking us.
Now,
Yeah,
Go
Michaela.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Michaela.
No, let Betsy just do one. I just want to see one. Just one. Let's do it.
just one. Okay.
Okay, like Betsy.
So I'm going to give you some examples of things you can do. Explore. I want to look around and see if there's any other people in this tavern. 2, you can socialize. I want to talk to this bartender and see what's going on in this town. 3, which we're not going to do today, you can attack. Those are usually your 3 options. I'm going to look around and try to find clues. I'm going to ask somebody. I'm going to attack. So let's say this character decides to question the barkeeper. Here is a decision you guys get to make. Are you going to speak as your characters, or are you going to narrate as if it's in a book?
The defense.
So on the one way of role playing, me as my character walks up to the bar and says, "Hey barkeep, I just came into town. What do you got as far as news is going around?"
But don't finish
"Oh,
the fence before it
there's
goes.
a train coming in tonight full of gold. Most of the folks are out to eat." Does this train come by very often? No. That's one way. Now you might say, "Oh gosh, I'm not an actor. I don't want to do a voice. I don't want to talk." You can narrate. You can say, "My character goes and asks the barkeep if there's anything going on." Okay, the barkeep tells you that there's going to be a train. Oh, okay, well, I'm going to ask as the barkeeper, does this train come by often? He tells you it doesn't. It's a little bit flatter, huh? But it's fine. If you're like, "I don't want to talk, I don't want to be a voice," you can just say, "This is what my character does," and I will go ahead and answer you.
How many
Does it
questions?
sound-
So look
So
around
what was the rolling?
back, and what was the number 2? What was the number 2?
Oh, you want to get to the rolling? Okay.
No. Look, the 3 questions you can ask. You can look around, you can do what, and then you can attack.
You can talk to people.
Talk to.
You can look around on your own, talk to people, or attack.
Okay.
So let's say I want to know, is this barkeep lying to me? He seems like he's lying, like he's hiding something. How do I know if he's lying? I'll tell you, okay, go ahead and roll for insight. I'm going to say these words that you're not going to know what they mean. For insight, for sleight of hand, for stealth. Don't worry about it. You just need to know that you have to roll. So I'm going to go to my roller and I'm going to roll. And I get a 15. Let me just tell you for basics, 10 is usually you succeed, 10 and up, for anything normal like this. If it's like, I want to do a backflip and land on a dragon, and okay, well then you got to roll a 20. Right? Like if it's a more difficult task, it's a higher number. So I get insight 15. And I say, "DM, what do I know on a 15? You know he's lying." Oh, so now what do you want to do? Well, if I know he's lying to me, I think I want to go search around for clues. Well, how are you going to get upstairs if you don't have room? Okay, well, I want to ask the barkeeper for a room. So this is how our story's going to go, and you're going to find clues, and you're going to do things, and it's going to be so much fun.
So
Okay.
is there a score we try to get to? Whoever has the most points at the end of the night wins.
No winners.
There are no, actually, you missed that part, Stephanie. I'm sorry. Real quick. Dungeons and Dragons, the goal is that we're going to tell a cool story together. That means there's no winners or losers. We just want to tell a cool story together. Sometimes there's a joke that the way you lose at D&D is you ruin somebody else's fun.
Okay.
Like if you're a character and you're just killing everybody before anybody else can talk to them, well, you're
You're
ruining
out.
everybody's fun. You lose.
Oh,
Go home. We don't want you here, right?
got it.
So that's our only goal, to have
And
fun.
how many times do you get to roll?
Yeah, and then roll dice. Rolling dice is super fun.
I know, but how many times do you get to roll? Once you
Depends
get.
on what you're doing. So let's say, that's a very good question. So we'll take this one more and then we'll play, I promise.
Okay.
Let's say that the situation is that you want to pick a lock and somebody else is distracting the guard. So you don't even have to worry about getting caught. I'll tell you to roll with advantage. That means you're going to roll twice and you're going to take the higher number. Let's
Okay.
say you've already been making noise and the guard kind of thinks something's around. You're going to roll with disadvantage. You're going to roll twice and you're going to take the lower number.
Oh.
Most of the time, you'll roll once.
And you're the boss.
And I am the boss.
Okay, good.
But the fun part is that let's say you want to try and find out if this guy is lying and you only rolled a 3. Oh, well, you can't tell if he's lying. You're going to have to try and find out that some other way. Like there's nothing stopping you from trying to get to your goal. You just have to try a different way because that way didn't work.
Okay.
Any other questions?
What are these numbers we calculated, all the +2s and -3s?
You will be adding that to your roll. And I will be instructing you which number to do.
Yeah.
Like insight, I believe is double check in here. Those words I was saying, like insight, deception, stealth, performance, all that, they are each linked to your 6 of strength, dexterity, charisma, all that. So I was checking if he was lying. That's insight. Insight is on wisdom. So I would have added my +1. But I already got a 15, so I was fine. But it would have been a 16. So are we ready to practice?
Yes.
Okay. So actually, I'm going to need some information from you guys. What are your characters' names?
I haven't thought of one.
My
Character's name is
Mine is Granny Girl.
Granny Girl.
Quick, what should a cartoon cat be named?
Think about it. I think Kristen has hers.
Sophie. Sophie. Nico's Sophie.
mine's name is Ollie.
Ollie, got it. We got Granny Girl, Ollie, and then Granny Girl is a hobbit, right? And
Halfling. Yeah, Hobbit.
Yeah, that's right, because we can't use the copyrighted term. And then Ollie's a tabaxi. And then we've got our Toon Kitty, Michaela. And what is your cat's name, Michaela?
So we got to put our characters up here because you got to talk to the character, not us.
That's right.
Quick, can you just think of just a random name?
You can even change it
Can
next time.
anyone think of
Doesn't
anything?
matter.
Nico said call it Sophie because he has an ornery, rotten cat named Sophie.
Sure, Sophie, why not? Her name
Yeah,
is
sounds
Sophie.
so cute. All right. So
The
we got
cat. How do you spell that really quick?
Sophie.
Okay, Sophie.
the other
Yeah,
thing
okay, that's her name.
Ooh.
Is your character gonna have a color?
The other thing I want to know is how long have your characters been adventuring together? Do you trust one another with your lives, or did you just meet yesterday and you're just on your rounds?
I trust everybody until proven otherwise.
Okay.
I trust nobody until proven otherwise.
I'll say you've been maybe together maybe a month. You've done a couple of successful jobs. No reason yet to, think anybody's going to betray you. No reason to think anybody's worth trusting. But you've been together. You know each other's names. That kind of thing. All right. So here we go. It is a crisp fall day. The leaves on the trees are turning colors, and you can smell the different kinds of cooking coming from the bakeries and the restaurants with all the spices and the pumpkins. It's a wonderful time of year. Everybody's getting ready for the autumn festival. It looks to be a pretty peaceful day. You guys might not have to, lay down any justice. But when you enter this town, you do see 2 things that kind of take your notice. One is a little girl by a fountain who seems to be very, very sad. She's kind of twisting her dress, kind of fretting what it wants, and just kind of looking around. The other thing is that there are 2 armored guards that seem to be getting a little tipsy over at the pub. What would you guys like to do? This is where you're gonna have to talk to each other and go like, "Hey guys, you wanna check out the little girl? You wanna do?"
Well, let's check out the girl.
Ask your party. You're part of a team. You gotta talk to.
Yes. Let's go check out the little girl. Get
How about it, Sophie? What do you think?
I think that she's worried about somebody in the bar that the guards are guarding.
How about you, Michaela? Are you ready to ask this girl?
She doesn't really want to talk to the little girl, but everybody's heading that way, so she figures might as well.
Okay, that's good too.
Boy, she knows how to even do it.
Exactly.
Third person. I like
So
this.
there she is. There's that little girl.
Do we roll a dice yet?
Somebody can try to talk to her or try to look around for other clues onto why she might be so sad.
So who do we talk to? Are you the little girl,
I'm
Master?
gonna play the little girl, yep.
Little girl, are you cold or scared?
Neither.
Okay. Do I get another turn or do I wait?
Yeah, you actually guys don't have turns that you have to wait for. This is just like real life where you're just having a conversation. So anybody can jump in at any time.
Little girl, you look so sad. Why is that?
I lost my dog.
Oh dear.
We were playing in the woods.
I can hear your dog.
If you want 'em.
He ran away and I don't know where he is.
We gotta help this girl, I think.
Do you think it went into the bar, little girl? Or
Oh,
the-
yeah.
I didn't see him going to the bar, but you can check if you want.
Okay, I'll go check. How about you, Kristen? You coming in with me? And Mickey? Michaela?
Part of me feels like if she's going to for a dog, it's gonna look like around the street, but I feel like I shouldn't leave the party.
That's not a thing. If you guys want to go in separate directions, just like you would in real life, and you'll have to wait for your scene, we call it. So I would just follow Michaela and her scene until she's done. I'd switch back to Kristen for her scene and then go to Stephanie for her scene. Or you can
Yeah.
stay together and play together. That's up to you.
Steph, go, no, your name is
Granny girl.
Granny Girl. Why don't you go ahead? But I'm gonna stay here and make sure she's safe.
I think that's a good idea. What's your
I
name?
fig-
What are you gonna do, Sophie?
No, what's your name, Kristen?
Ollie.
Ollie. Ollie, Sophie.
so I figure, you know, Sophie kind of just like looks around the general. Wait, she should just ask if she saw where it went, which way it went. Like,
She went into the woods.
Time the girl saw it was at the edge of the woods on the north side of town. Right now,
Okay,
you're
well, I
in the
guess
center of town, like by the fountain.
what?
Did you ask where the dog was last seen?
Yeah.
The dog was last seen at the edge of the woods, which is on the north side of town.
Okay, well, I guess she'll go look that way.
Okay, so
like,
Sophie's gonna go look that way. Ollie's gonna stay with the little girl, and then Granny Girl, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to go into the bar
Okay.
where the drunk
Walk up
guards
to the
are.
bar, swing open the saloon gates, and inside there's a table of some mean-looking orcs on one side. There's the two guards that are getting a little tipsy, and then there's a lady behind the bar, an elven woman, and she is cleaning glasses and mixing drinks and just kind of keeping things tidy. What would you like to do?
Granny girl is going to go up to the orcs and ask them if they ate the dog.
Don't be racist.
No, I'm
This is
serious.
a great time.
Dogs.
Reading a rule. I want you to write this on your paper, Stephanie.
Okay, what?
When people do something creative or interesting that the DM thinks is impressive, you get what's called inspiration.
Oh,
This
okay.
means that anytime you roll the dice bad, you get one more shot.
Okay.
You gotta say, I'm using my inspiration. You get one more shot to re-roll.
Okay.
Very good. So you walk up to the orcs who are slugging back their rum and whatever, and what do you say to them?
I see there's blood stains on your shirt and
You did?
of
You did?
hair around your mouth. Did you eat a dog recently?
Can't say that it was recently. Maybe yesterday.
Yesterday?
Wasn't dog though. I think it was cat.
Oh, Kristen's gonna have trouble.
Oh.
Oh. Well, how come the blood looks so fresh on your shirt?
I like it that way.
It's good.
Oh.
Well, if you see a little dog, will you please not eat it and tell me, and I'll give you 1 gold coin.
Oh, that sounds lovely. We'll do that.
Now, how do I know if the orc is lying?
Would you like to see? You can roll your dice for insight. So you're going to go ahead and roll your 20, and insight is under wisdom. So if you have anything that you plus on wisdom, go ahead and add it.
Okay, I hit the 20, but I got a 4 up there too. How do I?
You click on
Push
the
the 4 and it'll go away.
Yeah, and it'll go away.
So I got a 2.
So 2 plus whatever the little number is on your ability score under wisdom.
2.
2 plus 2 is 4. He might be lying, he might not be. You can't really tell.
Okay.
They stuck together so I could investigate. Whoops.
We're going to
Okay.
switch things over to Michaela. And Michaela, you are going to roll for investigation because you're looking for clues on where this dog has gone.
Is that what she said? She said, I want to roll for investigations.
I tell her because I'm the dungeon master. I tell you guys. what to roll.
Okay. Okay.
But she had mentioned that you wanted to see traces of the dog. So you're going to roll for investigation, which is under intelligence.
Are you keeping track of all this somehow, Dungeon Master, or are you just that good?
I do have a book over here. I have one book.
Okay, so I rolled 20, right?
Yep, you're going to roll a D20. D standing for a dice with 20 sides. Later on,
Okay,
when you
that's
get really
a
good with your D6.
6
and D10.
plus 2,
What
so
was
that's an 8.
That's an 8.
8.
6 plus 2, 8.
On an 8, you'll see some dog prints that don't really lead anywhere. It's like they were playing, and so the dog just kind of ran in circles around the area by the forest. But that on an 8, that's about all you get. Switch back over to Kristen.
Yes.
Anything that Ollie would like to do?
Yes, we're going to throw a coin into the fountain and we're just going to wish those tears away.
Okay, you're going to, let's see what that would be under. I'm going to call it sleight of hand, which is under dexterity. So you're going to roll your D20.
I got 11,
And then plus whatever's on your dexterity.
3, so I got a 14.
14. Oh, 14 is pretty good. So you flick that coin and it shimmers in the sun, lands on the edge, spins a little bit, and then goes plump right into the water. And it is such an impressive little trick that the little girl wipes her tears away and she's feeling a little cheered up.
Well, come with me now. Let's go look together. Let's head over where you last saw the dog. Michaela's already, sorry,
I mean,
Sophie's already there.
So she's going to walk with you up to the edge of the forest. And would you like to roll for investigation?
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. Investigation was under, what did I say, intelligence?
I got a 7 and nothing more. I just got a 7.
Just a 7. Okay. Well, you got the same thing. The track's going around in circles.
Can I ask, or am I still stuck in the bar, or can I come out and ask what the dog looked like?
Sure. You can come on out and you see them all up at the north end of town. So you can go ahead and join them. And what do you say to the little girl?
Hey, Ollie. No, hey, Sophie.
No,
No,
hey,
that-
little girl.
Hey, little girl.
Hey, Betsy.
My name
That sounds like me calling my grandkids. You know, I go through all their names.
My name is Miranda.
Miranda, what is your dog, big or little?
He's as big as me. He's
Ooh.
white with black spots. And he's got a little handkerchief around his neck.
Darn, that was the same handkerchief probably the orc was wearing.
was it? Why
You can go back and investigate and see if
And,
it's wrong.
I think I might know where the puppy is, but let's call for him anyway. Okay.
So go ahead and roll for
we
investigation,
roll to call?
granny girl.
Who's rolling? The girl? Do you roll?
No, you're rolling. You're rolling to look for clues or calling. If you're calling the dog, it's kind of the same as investigation.
Okay. An 8, and then what's that
Your
under?
intelligence.
8 plus 1, 9.
You see some paw prints
Best of
kind of
all.
go around in a circle.
Okay, I'm trying to think of
A
what
lot bigger paw
else
prints.
we
than
could
I
do to.
Go ahead,
Do
everybody.
you think maybe like
Roll.
wait? Do you think we?
No, let Betsy lead us.
Sorry.
She's the leader. Let her lead.
Okay.
Oh,
you
my
guys
bad.
can all roll perception. Perception is basically what do you kind of feel like is maybe out there in places that you can't. It's like your spider sense, right? Where it is like, I got a feeling the dog went that way, even though there's nothing to really point evidence that way. It'll be like your gut feeling. So go ahead and roll your d20.
All of us?
All of
Yeah.
you.
Right. Well,
Okay.
it is.
And your perception is going to be under wisdom. So add your wisdom.
Dang it!
I got a 13, baby.
I got a 12.
Oh, that's good.
13, 12.
Okay, I'll
Sophie.
when looking for my wisdom. I've got a 7.
And a 7. Okay, well, Sophie's probably just going to follow along with the rest of you guys. So, the both of you, Kristen and Ollie and Granny Girl, you hear faint barking in the forest.
I hear faint
Oh,
barking in the
I guess we're gonna.
That's exactly what you hear.
Let's go to it.
Well, if it's a big dog, it's probably quite a ways away. How long do you think we need to go? Maybe we should just call it to us and have a apple sausage for it.
You
I
guys
don't
gotta
know.
figure it
Like,
out.
Let's walk toward it and call at the same time.
Good idea.
what
maybe.
if someone's captured it? Like, what if someone's like caught it and is like has it tied up? Why
Let's
don't we go
walk
silent?
there.
The other orcs?
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe don't be racist.
You got
What
a
I'm
good point.
hearing is that you guys would like to proceed cautiously in case there's anybody there that might.
With the dog. Yeah, a bad person.
Okay.
So yeah, let's.
Good
let's-
idea. Good idea.
So this
So-
means I get to roll a dice.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
finally. Huh.
Hey, hi. Oh, it's your guys' lucky day. Okay. So you guys start walking through the quick question. Do you take Miranda with you or do you tell her to wait in town?
I think we're taking. Oh, you think?
so if we think someone's there, maybe we shouldn't bring the little girl into a fight. Like, no, wait, never mind. You said there wasn't a fight in this one. Never
I'm
mind.
worried about leaving her with those drunks.
They're not at the edge. They're at the bar.
Okay, she was out without her mom, so yeah, we can leave her. I'll agree to leave her.
Okay. So Miranda's going to wait in town. The three of you head into the forest, which is much darker than it is in town. You hear the hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo of scary owls and the occasional caw, caw. And as you go through the woods, you do continue to hear that faint barking, and it is getting louder. So you know you're going in the right direction. However, we're going to do something that's pretty fun, and it's called a skill challenge. So as you're going to the forest, there's no real road. So you're going to have to get through some obstacles, and we're going to do that by your choice of skill. So let's say you're really high in dexterity. And we have to get past this bramble of thorns. You say, I want to use my dexterity, and I'm going to do an amazing flip over it. You're going to roll. You need to get 3 successes before 3 failures. Does that make sense?
I thought that was a death saving roll.
It is also a death saving roll, but you guys aren't dead, so you don't have to worry about that yet. So as you're walking through the woods, you come to a river. Quite wide. You can see that the bridge has been washed away. You can hear the barking on the other side. Someone needs to tell me how they want to try to get across this river.
Oh, I have a cantrip called Ray of Frost. Do you
Oh.
think I could freeze it?
Of course you can.
What?
Ooh.
Because she's a wizard, she has some spells. One of them is Ray of Frost. So she's going to try to freeze this river. Go ahead and roll your d20. I'm going to say,
Okay.
because the river is flowing very fast, that you're going to have to get 18 or more.
Oh no.
Nope.
At least the cantrip, so I'm not losing it.
No, you're not.
No, I thought it was like this thing that. Okay. Okay. 20?
You got a 20?
3. Okay, no, it failed.
A fail? Okay.
No, 3.
Oh, just a 3. Okay. So that's one failure. You get to roll again.
Okay. I could just press this thing and roll it 3 times. Roll.
Yeah, you can do
I
that.
get a 6, and I finally get a 20. Oh, I got 20. Not 20.
You got a nat 20. Woo! Now, Stephanie, you missed this earlier. 20 is a magic number. When you roll a 20, the best possible outcome happens. In this particular game, it's worth 2 successes. So go ahead and you need to get 1 more success before you get 1 more failure, Michaela.
Okay. 2.
Oh.
Okay, I fail. Uh-oh. Whoops. My bad.
Part of the river flows downstream before you guys can cross it. So now someone else needs to
My
take a
bad.
stab at trying to get across this river.
Catapult?
You have a catapult?
Not a catapult. What are those things? How big is this river?
This river is probably 8 feet wide. With a fast current. You can try to swim if you want. Or jump. But again, 8 feet, jumping 8 feet. Yeah.
What are those poles that you
Oh, like a pole vault?
pole vault? Yes,
You can try a pole vault. That would be under athletics.
but that would only get me across, not the rest of the gang, right?
I have
Storytelling device.
like a
Say
big.
that once you jump across, you have a rope on you. You throw them the rope. I mean, we just say story mode, and everybody else got to cross too.
Okay.
But one of you has to.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So you're going.
Wait, what? That would be acrobatics, right?
Yeah.
I had a
Is
5, I had a 5, so that failed, right? And then now I have a 12.
You add your dexterity to it.
Oh, so the 5 plus 13, 14, that'd be 19.
That's a win. Okay. Go ahead and
And
do it again.
A 12.
Yep. Go ahead and do it again.
13.
All right. You succeed. You get that vault with your little chubby halfling body. You
That's
walk
right.
up to the river,
Yeah.
stick it in there, and make it all the way across.
Yeah, the weight will be on top. It'll fling me a lace.
That's right. Flings you right across the river. In your backpack, you've got some rope, so you throw some rope to the others. Now, Sophie can make her little ice thing, and you guys can just surf all the way across, getting pulled by Grand Girl on the other side. Excellent.
Okay.
Ah, you keep on
Sick.
barking. The barking is getting louder. You're very close because we only have 5 minutes, and you're going to
That's good.
find that the dog has indeed been captured. It is in a cage, a roughly made cage of branches, and 2 goblins are sitting by the fire. They seem to be preparing a meal without any obvious meat.
Think as bad as I do.
What would you like to do?
Oh, hey, I've got a spell called like I'm planning. We're just planning right now, but I've got a
Yep, you're
I've got a
just
spell
planning right now.
called
What are your options?
sleep. I can do that, but hold on, let me see how many people it.
Do you have a transporter spell, a spell, Sophie? Do you have a transporter spell that you could transport the dog back
Give me
to
a
the town?
No. I have a mage hand, which means maybe I could lift it up, but they would see.
Who cares if it goes back to the town and we run fast?
It's not instantaneous. It's like picking it up with a magic hand, and I'd have to physically, go.
Oh.
So we have to have a distraction.
It's about as strong as I am, so.
So
Ollie, what's your special skills?
I didn't know I had any, so I don't. I just think maybe if Sophie can get that dog out of here, maybe we just distract the orcs.
Wait,
And then-
no, that's goblins. Wait.
How about we kill the
Wait,
orcs?
I can, if you're gonna do that.
No battle.
No battles?
Not today. We're not
That's
killing
not a
anyone.
battle, we just kill them.
We're not killing anyone today. No, no,
Okay,
no,
I
no.
can, I like
Oh.
I said earlier, I have the sleep spell, and it lasts for 1 minute. So maybe if I can like cast it on one of them, and you can distract the other while we get the dog. Maybe that could be a good idea.
Can you freeze them, Sophie?
You cast the spell. I'll distract the other one. And
It doesn't like
you,
stop the
zookeeper,
completely,
Granny,
I don't
take that
think.
dog out of here.
What? I'm sorry. What?
You cast the spell. I'll distract the other one, and Granny will rescue the dog and run with it.
Because I'm low to the ground and built to move.
And you and I are going to be fast on our heels because we only got 1 minute, right?
Okay. Okay. So are we gonna do this?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All
How do
right,
we
you
do
guys
it?
tell
I
me
look-
in the order what is happening.
I'm gonna cast the sleep spell on one of the goblins.
Both of them. Do both.
See this goblin.
It'll
who
take
keeps
both of
dropping
my
carrots.
spells, then I won't be able to do any magic anymore.
We only got 5 minutes. Use them up.
Okay, I do it on both. Okay, I do it on both. Fine.
So he's chopping carrots and he falls asleep.
Okay, so I'm going to jump up and say, your friend looks like he is having a heart attack, I think.
No, I did it on both of them, so they're supposed to be asleep.
Are you?
Oh, I'm sorry, then I don't have to do anything. I'm
Yes, you
done.
do. Ollie,
No,
you
you
have
don't.
to-
I
you have
gotta get it out of the cage and run, because it only lasts a minute, so we gotta run fast.
Granny, go, get the dog.
You
What
gotta
is
open the
the
cage.
range of your spell?
The range is it's 90 feet.
90 feet from your point, and then what's the affected area?
20 feet. It's on one person, right? It's an action, and it's on like a person, right?
Yeah, I think it only puts one of them to sleep then. So then,
Yeah, because I did
Ollie's
it
gonna
twice,
jump
but I
out?
did it twice because so it's like both of them. I use both of my spell slots. I hope we do it. I do have like a few. I can't use any of the particular ones.
yeah. you
Anyway, but they're
understand. So then Ollie jumps out, starts distracting. The
But
goblin sees, oh,
They're asleep!
They're asleep.
One is.
yeah, I put it on both of them. I used both of my
She's
spells.
put them both
Oh,
to
is
sleep.
that what you're saying? That you use both your spell slots to put them both to sleep? Okay, got it. Those guys fall asleep, and then you guys let the dog out.
And go
Is
home.
that what you do, or do you carry the
And
whole
we
cage
run.
back?
No, the dog may run away again. Somebody's got to be on its back. I think Ollie needs to be on the back of the dog.
I'm
Okay.
a cat.
There's a
I'm
child-
not riding
Wait.
no dog.
Yeah,
Granny,
you
you're
got
the
you got the
zookeeper.
best.
Don't I have like wait, if I choose like a specific thing, I can you know what, never mind.
Is
I was
the
gonna
rope
say like there's this
over the river?
sub race I can there's a specific sub race I can do where I can get talk to animals, but 3 times per day. So but I don't know if I want to do that. What do you think?
I think
What is
Ollie
it?
needs to be on the dog.
Okay, fine. Do that.
So we might just wrap this practice session up cleanly and say that you get the dog, go back across the river by pole vaulting once again and surfing over. You get back to Miranda.
Yeah, I can do the cantrip again.
Delighted to have her dog back. The orcs that had the blood all over them clap you guys on the back. Job well done for finding that dog like you did. That was a very kind thing. And you
Yeah,
guys
we
go
did it.
ahead and call it a day and go have some fun.
That was fun.
Nice. Yeah, that was enjoyable.
That was fun.
All right.
Just
We rescued a dog.
You rescued a dog. Excellent. Next time you might take on a dragon, maybe not, but
We'll kill
Oh
somebody.
no,
Don't worry,
we-
Granny.
those things can kill you in one shot.
so next time then I think we'll talk about classes. Michaela had a little bit of an edge on you guys because she already knew about classes.
She had all these spells and stuff. We didn't know what to do. So.
I know, yeah. This was just to work on role
Yeah,
playing.
but that's what team is. Everybody's in there and
Yeah.
use what you got.
You
I
guys
like-
did great. Hopefully you had fun. If you had fun, you won.
I had wonderful time. Thank you, Beth. Thank you.
Happy
So
weekend.
I will next week, Friday. And it'll be up to you guys if you want to use your same characters and develop them, or if you're like, I'm not really feeling it, I want a new character, you can obviously start a new character. That'll be up to you. We'll talk about that next week. Thank you, guys.
Oh, I am excited. This was great. I loved it. Thanks, Betsy. Bye.
You're welcome.
Good job.